Those of you who've been around for a while, you probably know about the Chunky Monkey incident. And you may be wondering yourself, Dane, why would you bring this up again? Isn't this just like really bad for you? No. In fact, I think the Chunky Monkey incident goes a long way to prove, something that I try to prove all the time on this channel, that these people that I tend to cover, the anti-fans and whatnot, they are disingenuous. Even if they pretend to care about bigotry of any kind, then they don't really care. But they will definitely use the aesthetics of being offended over bigotry whenever it suits their needs. And that's what's happened here. And then the main reason that I wanted to bring this up again and cover this is because it really just kind of makes several different chuds look pretty bad. And I'm all for that. You guys know I'm all for that. If you're new to the channel, I hope you'll subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hit the like button, whether or not you are new or old or whatever. And if you don't like it, if you don't like this video, if you don't like what I'm doing, hit the dislike button. It really shows me what's up. It really makes me feel bad. Okay.
We've seen with these Zack Snyder stuff how it's really easily to fake a bunch of people online being mad about something, bots and stuff.
So I mentioned the Chunky Monkey thing earlier, actually. So I mentioned that earlier, and here's the thing about that. I'm sure you know about that, right, Tony? Chunky Monkey incident.
Yeah, I know all about it.
All right. So do you know what consequences I suffered from that? So where we go next is to over a year ago, to February of 2023. This is just after the debate that Organized Chaos, Bob, had with one young Rippa. And if you saw that debate, you recognize how bad Bob kind of made him look in a couple of spots. Now, I'm not saying that Bob fucking destroyed him in that debate, because, you can't destroy a pathological liar, someone who's determined to lie at every possible step. In order to gain the advantage or to look good or make the other person look bad or whatever. And that's what Eric July is. He is someone who has made peace with the fact that he is going to lie about whatever the fuck he feels like at any given moment. You can't really win a debate against somebody like that. Bob did the next best thing, which is got him to kind of, reveal himself in a couple of ways. I'd recommend watching that debate on Bob's channel, Organized Chaos. So Bob got those few hits on him. And after the debate, Eric July was pretty upset.
On February 5th, 2023, Eric July debated Organized Chaos for 3.5 hours.
What do you mean new legacy character? Are you talking about knockoff versions? Is that what you're referring to?
While Bob went on with his life, Eric stayed on air for another 2 hours to declare himself the winner. This is what winning looks like.
I'm not gonna use aggression on you, but all I'm saying is people done got knocked the fuck out for a lot less. Don't let me go to a con and his motherfucking ass is there. You've left your parents or your children with a single mom. You left your children with a single fucking mom, divorced, fat, and out of shape, right? And white, right? And white, right? Right and white, right? Got this jackass in the chat. Here's this. Eric is so immature. This is how I think he says it.
He ranted for like 2 hours. Just, it's a sight to behold. He made all kinds of claims. He lied about Bob's situation, like his family situation. Bob had told him that he was divorced and he has kids. That's all he had said. Eric went with that, and just basically that he left his family is what he was telling his audience, that Bob left his kids, which is not true. Bob streams with one of his kids on a regular basis talking about Star Trek. It's pretty cool. And then of course he also did some racism, Eric July did, saying that some guy named Tyrone had taken his wife and kids away. All of this is just pulled directly out of his ass. And the reason he did that is because, partly I think to vent, because he actually was upset, and then partly to distract and obfuscate the points that Bob had gotten on him. Nonetheless, one of the shining examples of how Eric just is a disingenuous asshole, he titled the stream after it was over,
Divorced, out of shape,
soft,
out of shape, soft, fake Irishman tries to shame athletic man that's married to a dime.
Fake Irishman, man. That's crazy. Yeah, there's some weird race stuff going on with Eric July in that post-debate Cope rant.
Right and white, right and white, right and white.
And here goes the fatal quote-unquote error.
And I recognize maybe he's done some work on it since then. I don't know. But this is like 2017, 16. This is his band with the coolest, most, hippest, dumbest name, Backwards. There's him. There's all his buddies, and then what was this? What was all that?
Oh,
what's happening here?
A double standard, you say?
A little bit soft there in the middle, a little soft in the midsection. I'm not body shaming because I'm not fucking hard in the center, but the point is like, dude, you just a few years ago were a chunky monkey. It looks like he's, at least lost some weight. I don't know if he's worked out and gained some muscle or whatever. I've seen a lot of people call him noodle arms.
If he has, I don't know. Good for him.
Right.
I wish I could get to the gym more. I really
do. It's just like fucking Nerdrotic. I've seen him a couple of times addiction shaming people.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you went to prison, and in your profile, you're like, I was an addict. I'm a recovered addict, felon. It's like, dude, how the fuck can you not have empathy at least for that?
Listen, just in general, you never want to refer to a black person as a monkey. And had I been mindful, had I been thinking about the fact that this is a black guy that I'm talking about in the moment, I would not have. The funniest thing about all this is, this probably would have gone unnoticed had it not been for my friend, Sketchy God Hands Reggie. He was in chat and he pointed it out that somebody was going to mention that. Somebody was going to cancel me or something. And I was like, dude, come on. Why are you bringing that up? That was what I believe got the attention of one Beta Birdie. He decided that this is his moment. This is a guy who, he wanted to debate me months and months ago, a year and a half ago, something like that. And I said, okay, sure. He refused to give me his email address so that I could send him the link to StreamYard so that he could come on. He wanted me to just drop it in the comment section. It's so stupid. I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. He's someone who thinks that conservatives own dogs and liberals own cats. The cats are like a liberal pet. Okay, this is how this guy works. He's someone who has said that all immigrants could be shot at the border, like he wants to shoot immigrants at the border. He's just a really, really fucking dumb guy, and he lashes out about that fact with stuff like this video that he made, where he's very disingenuously framing what I said, how I said it, and then taking other things out of context. And so fuck him, fuck Beta Birdie. His name's Tony Beers. He sucks. So why did I say chunky monkey? What would cause that phrase to come to mind? Movie quotes. They're constantly, that and song lyrics are constantly circling my brain. Do you know what consequences I suffered from that? People who already didn't like me called me a racist for saying that. Whereas people on the left, people who actually understand, what racism is and isn't, and listened to the context of what was said and understood that I was referencing Iron Man fucking 3.
Remember that game called Barrel of Monkeys? That's what we're gonna do.
18,000 feet. 200 feet, sir.
It's a chunky monkey. Let's get him.
It's a chunky monkey. Let's get him.
And that there is no established trope of calling black people a chunky monkey or anything, and that it was just an unfortunate, me fucking using the word monkey when really I should have been more mindful and didn't even think about it in terms of race. I was talking about his fucking weight, okay? And nonetheless, nothing happened because I'm just well established as not being a fucking racist. You can look at any of my content and see that I'm actually anti-racist. Yeah, people get called racist.
Do you think anyone actually thought you were racist for saying that?
If they didn't, then so are you saying that all the people that were saying that I was racist, they're just disingenuously trying to get me to cancel me? Is that what they were doing?
That would mean they were bad faith, by the way.
Yeah,
that's what.
Yeah, 100%. They were.
The other one, not organized chaos.
Actual fandom.
He called Eric July a chunky monkey.
Hey.
I cannot believe. Like, what in the?
I can't believe what? No. Okay, so this is fucking disingenuous bullshit right here.
Now I want people to understand. We are okay a lot of the time with some harsher, more edgy jokes.
No.
It's Tong City.
Tong City. What's so funny about that?
I don't know. It's like it's just so like Asian. It's like, oh, you come to Tong City.
Tong.
That one I was like, no fucking way, because do you not know?
Yeah. Ha! You order big chicken extra. Get extra order.
And then
but we called
when
Reva
he was
a clown person. So
when he clarified, he said, "Oh no, I did that because I was trying to say he's fat." It's like a chunky.
If anything, that's worse.
Get extra order.
The couple just so happens to walk into a room with a bed or a couch.
Oh yeah.
That's how this is with black characters. Like every room they fucking walk in, just happens to be a racist cop. Ready to put a knee on their neck or some shit. It's like they're
so
treating.
They can die of a heart attack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Some context here. This is the first time that these guys have ever mentioned me, and I don't think that's unintentional. I think that they had known about me for quite some time. They'd seen content where I'd criticized Mahler and their way of doing things in general.
Here's the thing.
It's clobbering time.
To me, it's a compulsion to rationalize your preferences, your opinions, your subjectivity as fact, because I understand that like it's kind of human nature to struggle and feel defensive whenever you love something or love it or hate it or whatever, and then someone comes up with the opposite take on it, right? It's like it kind of rubs us the wrong way, and it takes basically emotional maturity to be able to accept that, oh, this person has a completely different lived experience than me. Their perspective is not like mine in a lot of ways. So, I get that they took this from it, but I still fucking didn't like it or whatever. Or it could just be as simple as some people like a slow-paced kind of slow burn movie, right? And then other people might be like, that's way too slow. It takes too long for the plot to kick in.
Yeah,
Is either one of them wrong? Not necessarily. Like that's literally just two people that have different, and that's the other part that plays into this, expectations about what you're going to watch or read or whatever. There are people that just feel so insecure, I think, they can't stand the idea of anyone thinking differently than them. And so they have to call it objective. But as I've said before, how is it objective if we disagree?
True. Watch their head explode.
I mean, seriously, are you saying that people who disagree with what you claim to be an objective take on a movie, are they insane? Are they below intelligence level that's worth considering? What is it? Can you explain to me what about those people?
You just don't understand good writing.
What it seems to me when it comes to those types, and you know who we're talking about, these YouTubers who try to use objectivity as their framework, it seems to me like they're post hoc rationalizing. They're basically their emotional and instinctive reactions to something. Didn't like Last Jedi because maybe did something that they didn't think Star Wars should do. Okay, fine. But then in hindsight, then they have to make 4-5 hour, videos, streams, talk, like basically just figuring out ways to justify this.
Who are we looking at? A Mahler.
I was 2,000 subscribers before The Last Jedi came out.
And they've refused to engage with it, even though it's at one point in the past they had said that if somebody disagreed with them, they would have them on their show. They could basically debate it, talk it out or whatever. So when the initiative formed up, we were like, yeah, let's do that. Let's go talk to EFAP about their whole objectivity thing. We made a couple of direct appeals to them in videos and streams saying, hey, let's do it. They refused to acknowledge that. But then this, right? So then this is when it's like, let's talk about actual fandom now. And I think that's a tactic. It's a way of poisoning the well with their audience. Now their audience is going to... Because look, man, their audience, more than almost any other chud, their audience hangs on every fucking thing they say. It's really, really kind of disturbing. The cult mentality that goes on with these EFAP guys. You can see it in the chat of a stream anytime you talk about Mahler, even mention Mahler or whatever. You're going to see people in chat, like a couple of them usually. And it's pretty predictable. From this point that they mention this, onward. If I ever come up, it's going to be... the response is going to be, oh, the racist, the chunky monkey guy or whatever. because, you know, that way you don't have to engage with the things that I've actually said, the arguments that I've made, that, you know, that I think that they realize are pretty bad for their brand. My arguments are.
So,
when he clarified, he said, "Oh, no, I did that because I was trying to say he's fat." It's like a chunky.
If anything, that's worse.
Okay, so rags, rags, man. I'm not gonna listen to rags about what's about anything. The rags is from like Arkansas or some shit, I think, Alabama, one of those. And he really strikes me as a guy who was probably the smartest guy, like in his school, in his, you know, in like a general social circle kind of thing. And then just like never left that area to realize that, yeah, man, you may be the smartest in like this little area of fucking, you know, Redneckville you're from. But you go outside of that bubble, there's going to be a lot smarter people than you. He's a little edgelord. He doesn't engage honestly. He's a fucking kind of honestly just a piece of shit from what I've seen, and I've seen a good bit from him. The fact that Mahler keeps him around and you know, laughs at his fucking attempted jokes and stuff. Yeah, nonetheless, you're not going to be rags and give me a fucking ethical lesson, all right, about what's bad to say. You're just not going to do that, man.
Remember that game called Barrel of Monkeys? That's what we're going to do.
18,000 feet. 200 feet, sir.
It's a chunky monkey. Let's get him.
It's a chunky monkey. Let's get him.
These are the people that influenced the attacks, the racist attacks on Lord of the Rings on Twitter. And the red ones are they a YouTuber? The blue ones are they not a YouTuber, basically? So you have Joe Rogan is a YouTuber technically, so he should be in red. But anyway, you know, like Elon Musk, Kevin Sorbo, Rand Paul, those are in the blue. Ted Cruz.
What a list.
Yeah, and then around the edge. Then you got
Ted Cruz.
Razor Fist, Mahler, 93. There he is. Well,
hey, what's Mahler doing here?
objectively, I'm going to start using that ironically all the time now.
Literally
objectively awful human being.